So how about Chad Henne coming in, doing a good job and helping sort of propel the Kansas City Chiefs to the next round? Obviously, it's not like he was the reason they won, but he was certainly a part of the reason for sure. So I figured I'd make just a quick video breaking down what he did well and how the Kansas City Chiefs were able to advance and go to the next round. I have already made a video about this game, but that was my video immediately after the game where I only had the broadcast footage. Now that the All-22 footage is out, I can use that footage. So yeah, let's get into it, and we'll start off with this play, even though this one actually didn't really matter too much because it was a 3rd down and 6, and spoiler alert, they only got 5 yards, but it's going to be a cover 1 man play that the Cleveland Browns are in. It's a cover 1 robber. So safety over the middle, another safety deep. And these plays can be very interesting, and this is something that I find interesting about sort of the strategy that happened, was Cleveland clearly had the mindset of, let's play 2 safeties deep, let's play a lot of zone. Once Chad Henne came in, they started playing a lot more man, and I think that's interesting, because I'm assuming their mindset was, hey, these Kansas City receivers can run zone busters, but against man, now Chad Henne's going to have to make some good throws, so we like our chances in that situation. In this specific situation, it's really going to be Travis Kelce's route that Henne is going to want to look towards, which is the one over the middle. That's the route that I have in that white circle right there, because Robinson's running a route that's going to be a little bit underneath, and that's probably where you would assume the safety over the middle is going to end up going towards, which isn't exactly how it works out, but you assume that he's going to at least keep an eye on that. And so really it is Kelce's route, which, Kelce's great against man coverage. Kelce's great against zone coverage too. He's great against everything. He's just great. So it makes sense to look there. But watch. So Henne takes the snap, and you see that there is an opening right here, but this isn't an easy throw. I mean, there's plenty of backups that would miss this throw. There's starters who would miss this throw. You expect this to be a completion probably, but you don't necessarily expect this to be a completion that would allow Kelce to have a chance to get the first down. But watch how this is the perfect throw. Now, Carl Joseph ends up making a great tackle. It was really a good read by him, and that results in them not getting the first down. It was instead a 4th and 1, which Kansas City could have considered going for it. I do wonder if Mahomes is in the game. I think they probably do go for it. There was 5 minutes left in the third, and Kansas City was up 9. So, I don't know, I kind of think I would have gone for it there, but they decided to play it safe and kick a field goal, and those 3 points did help towards the end of it, so, I get it, but either way, I think it was a good throw and just a good defensive play, and so that's kind of why I wanted to show it, even if it wasn't necessarily this game-changing play. And part of it was he could just do stuff like this, and I do think it's worth mentioning that obviously the Chiefs are worse without Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there's no denying that. I'm sure some idiot will say, see, he's a system quarterback. We all know that Mahomes is legit, and it's a drop-off having Henne in there, obviously. But there is still some truth to the fact that this offense is really good around Mahomes, obviously. It's not just Mahomes that is great, and so use your great playmakers. And Tyreek Hill is actually, he can make contested catches. He can win 50-50 balls in a way that I feel like a lot of people don't realize because they sort of just think of him as a speed guy. On this play, it's once again man coverage with a single safety deep, and, Denzel Ward is covering Tyreek Hill, which is a good matchup for Kansas City. I think Ward is good. I think that Tyreek Hill is elite, so I think there just is a bit of a talent gap. Maybe nothing too crazy. It's not a giant talent gap, and I think that's why Cleveland is doing it, because they're assuming that Chad Henne is going to be the equalizer here and turn it from advantage Kansas City to kind of 50-50. But watch right when this play starts. I mean, you see, this is when Henne is making this throw. He basically immediately, without knowing whatsoever if this is going to be a completion or not, is literally just saying, I'm going to trust my guy right here. I'm going to trust Tyreek Hill because why wouldn't you? He's Tyreek Hill. He's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league. And the disadvantage for Ward is, Hill, part of what makes him so good at making these sort of contested catches is you have to fear the deep threat. You do. You know that even with a safety deep, there's only one safety deep. So you have to be fearful of a potential throw in that direction. Meaning for Ward, he can't really get his head turned around because the last thing you want to do is try to get your head turned around and have it not quite be the time when the ball is getting thrown, and now you just got burned for a 75-yard touchdown. So you do have to be careful, but because of that, Hill can kind of track the ball and knows he'll know exactly when it's going to get there, whereas Ward basically just has to guess and has to try and make no separation as much as possible. Henne makes the throw. This is good defense. It's just better offense, and Tyreek Hill does hang on and pick up a big gain. And that's just what I feel like that's something that Kansas City can always do, is they have talent. So while it looks like Mahomes should be back for the AFC Championship game, I think we all hope he will be back, there still is that thought of if Henne has to come in, he can at least throw up jump balls to Tyreek Hill. So I thought that he did a good job of just sort of running the offense. There was one horrible play. Let's talk about that one. So I was very confused about this play when it happened, when I saw the broadcast footage. Once I saw the all 22, I now get it. I still don't love it, but I get it. I understand what happened. It's a cover 2 zone that Cleveland is in, which this is something that Kansas City knew. Cover 2, that's something that Cleveland was going to run a good amount of. So the way this works is that Tyreek Hill is essentially the decoy here. He's running a deep route, and that's supposed to get the safety who is deep to Henne's right to kind of go over the middle. That's what they want to have happen here. Then Robinson will run a deep route towards the sideline, and the hope is that the safety won't be there, and maybe no player that's supposed to be covering the middle of the field will notice it and stay deep, and hopefully there could be a wide open player in the end zone. Also worth mentioning, this is Robinson. I accidentally called Mecole Hardman Robinson earlier in the video. The number 11 and 17, I got those two confused. But yeah, anyways, this is going to be a very interesting play because on paper, you can understand why Henne would want to make this throw. But once the ball is snapped, runs the least effective play action you will ever see. Not a single person fell for that one. And you notice that, so the safety kind of is coming over the middle. So there you go, right? This play is working. In that point, the decoy part is working. The disadvantage is that you look and Robinson is, he ran into a defensive player who's did a great job of staying deep, and then he sort of holds his ground, which this contact isn't illegal. It's sort of just, both guys trying to get to the same spot. So that's why he shouldn't have made this throw. I really think what happened here is that he's just looking at the safety, and once he noticed that the safety got taken away by the decoy, which was Hill, now he's throwing deep to Robinson. But it's a mistake from Henne. It is. There's no doubt about it. Watch. It ends up just getting hung up in there, which, it looked ugly on TV. I think once you watch the All-22, you can see what happened. It's not as bad of a mistake as you realize, but still, that's the kind of mistake that Mahomes doesn't make. And so that's why they need Mahomes back in the game. But also, this was really his only bad play. I thought that Henne was fine outside of that. And on some plays, even better than fine. Like this one, I really liked this play. I thought this was fun, where it's not a huge, crazy play, but it's a good one. And it's one that you won't see a fifth-round rookie making, which is why I do kind of like going after a veteran backup as opposed to sort of one of these young guys, where what's happening on this play is it's quarters coverage, and Tyreek Hill's route is a route that's supposed to go over the middle, but then he's faking as though he's going over the middle, but then he's going to go deep. That's what's happening, and so that's what Henne wants to throw to. But once this play starts, as you see, it's not really working out too well. Once again, this is good coverage by Cleveland. They had a few times where they had good coverage. And also, I think this play was really designed to be cover 2 more so than quarters coverage. You have extra players deep, so it just didn't really work out the way that Kansas City had wanted. But if you look over there, Travis Kelce is open underneath. And so he's just going to say, Henne is just going to say, all right, I'll throw it shallower then. Find a gap in coverage, hit someone else, pick up still a good amount of yards, just not quite the big play, which is not that difficult to do, but it's the benefit of having a 13-year veteran. I almost said 13-year-old veteran. No, not 13 years old, but he's been in the league for 13 years, and that's the advantage. He makes this throw, so, they pick up a good amount of yards on that one, end up picking up close to what they maybe would have gotten had the deep route been open in the first place, so just a good play. And yeah, I thought that he played well. I mean, it wasn't, again, saying someone played well is relative. Like, did he play well? If that was Patrick Mahomes, we'd all be saying, what are you doing? A horrible game, throwing that interception. But we grade guys differently based on what we expect of them. And for a backup, that's a really good backup performance, I think. So, yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. I will be making a video breaking down Bills and Chiefs, probably a couple of videos breaking that down, so be on the lookout for that. But of course, as always, thanks for watching.